Hey, it's Renee Keel, host of TradeIQ and Chief Operating Officer at BrokerBin, the leading B2B exchange for IT professionals, resellers, and wholesalers. I'm thrilled to introduce TradeIQ to you, the podcast that shares the economic stories of IT hardware resale. Each episode, I interview an industry leader who embodies what it takes to realize success in the ever-changing and highly competitive secondary IT market. What does it truly mean to be an ITAD provider? How do companies mitigate supply chain risks? How can your business thrive amidst changing market conditions that eat away at profit margins? Explore these topics and more on TradeIQ from BrokerBin.com. And while I have your attention, I want to personally invite you to attend a BrokerBin Roadshow. This biannual event brings together ITAD and ITAM providers, wholesalers, resellers, and service professionals all under one roof for 2.5 days of high-value networking. Where else can you make a true, authentic connection with other IT professionals in our industry? Join us in Europe in the spring and in the US in the fall. Learn more and register at brokerbinroadshow.com. You may recognize Chipsalz for the company's reputation as a memory reseller with roots dating back to 1992. Or perhaps you know them for the fun swag giveaways at events, or for their unforgettable dog mascot. But did you know this brother-sister duo revolutionized the industry with ESD packaging solutions? Scott Levin and Pam Steed have a vision to offer expertly designed packaging products for memory, CPU, optics, drives, laptops, cell phones, and other IT assets. In addition to their product line, they've developed logistics services such as decommissions and collections to support data centers, ITAD partners, enterprises, and schools. Chipsalz has expanded into 3 warehouses and ships 4 to 5 truckloads every week. They've been so wildly successful that Scott has now retired from memory sales to focus on the ESD packaging design, working closely with Pam. On this episode of TradeIQ, Scott and Pam chat with me about how they reimagined the Chipsalz brand and built a trusted packaging company designed to keep IT assets safe and secure and ready to ship fast. Hello, good afternoon, Pam and Scott. How are you?
Doing good on this side.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited to have the two of you on this podcast, truly. I think about you guys every single day, and I've never done this before, but I'm going to show off my office a little bit just because look what I have over there. My Brett Favre picture from Scott. I have him in like every room of my house.
We found some more, by the way. So
Oh my gosh, what a gift.
yeah,
I think of you all the time.
go Pack, go.
Yes. I didn't catch what you said, Pam. Sorry.
I think we're gonna have to catch Brett Favre now, though he's pretty soon you're going to have a Hall of Fame inside your house. So
I know. Oh my gosh, I love it. And also, it's really warm here right now. It's like pushing 90, but the guys in the office keep it so cold, and I'm always cold-blooded. So I don't have a heater going today because it's 90, but I sit every day at my desk with a little blankie on my
That has been one of our more popular sundown with orders.
I love it.
Signed that with Minnesota in mind.
Oh, I love it. It's so great. And sometimes I like walk out of my desk with it in my hand, like I'm walking around like what is it, Linus?
Linus.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, Renee has her blankie.
Yeah. That's funny.
So anyway, I'm excited to have you guys on. I think of you every single day, and this will just be really fun. So tell us about your company. Who wants to start?
I'll probably jump in on that one.
Okay, Scott. Yeah.
It's a fun story. Pam, which a lot of people in the industry don't know, she's my older sister. Pam was working at a memory company in the late 80s. And I was just getting out of high school and early baby at 20, married at 20, and needed some direction. And Pam had suggested to put an application in where she was working at a memory company. And so I applied for a warehouse position, and probably with her help got the position. And yeah, it was really weird working with Big Sis, but I was in the back. At nights, I just always been a hustler. My dad taught both of us to, we buy and sell a lot of stuff on the side and this and the other. I found myself buying my own fax machine and trying to create a network in Asia, sending out requirements for different chips that Pam and her team were looking for. Pam was just kind of sneaking them to me just so I had something to do, and I wanted to be more into it, and ended up building this little network in Asia through a fax machine in my apartment, which was different. I'd share the information with Pam, and Pam would take it to the team, and it turned into something. The boss got wind of it. I don't know, it must have been about a year later. The boss got wind of it and offered me a position in purchasing. And it was from there that I just kind of fell in love with the buying and selling aspect. It's just instilled in me. It just kind of kept moving up the ladder. And I don't know, it's probably I'm not sure, Pam, when you left. She took off for a different sector in the market.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's probably 6 years later or into it, I was the sales manager for her original boss. And yeah, that's kind of where it all started. It was pretty wild back then. I have everybody knows me for my screen name, which is Chipsalz, which is obviously the company name as well. But it's what we actually did, is we sold chips. This is long before I got into memory. This is all surface mount, just chips. It was just huge volumes at very, very low margins. And that's how I got in it. And it the surface mount and all the guys that were in that industry of the chips, we all converted over into memory when that became a thing. And yeah, that's where it was. I think I made it with James till, oh gosh, Pam, what was it, 96, 97? I got recruited for another company, straight memory manufacturer out of Oklahoma. And they wanted to have a California office, and I opened a California office for them and did that for a couple of years. Got recruited again with a very large company out of Ireland that wanted to have a presence in the US.
Okay.
So we created a whole brand, a branded memory, the whole thing. I think we did 140 million in our first year. It was incredible. And that was a brand new business on top of what they had. The thing I absolutely just hated about it was the corporate culture. It was very, very difficult. Everything was via email. There was no conversations. At the time, it was a remote office, which was new. We went out and we hired all the top reps from all the different companies and built this huge power. But there was just no personality to it. And I hated it. I hated that corporate feel that you're just a number. I just couldn't stand it anymore. And it was in the late 90s. I ran back into Pam's original boss, my boss, and we just got to talking. He was looking to retire, and he's like, you know what, I'm bored. I want to potentially get back in. And we ended up creating a very, very successful memory company in 1999.
Okay.
And that really took off. That's when I really put my name on the map with the big memory players, was in 1999. And we had that going until 2015, 2016. He wanted to surf more than he wanted to sell. And he deserved it. He worked his butt off.
Sure.
And I ended up buying him out. And we renamed everything Chipsalz. Chipsalz itself, I incorporated back in, I think it was 2003.
Okay.
Is when I incorporated, but I still had a partner. But in 2016, I just took it on my own. We got rid of the other name and launched Chipsalz, because since the mid-90s, that's what everybody's known me as. I've never really known Scott, because a lot of how I started in the business was a fax machine. There was no face and no names. So I've done it, been in the game for a long time. And that's kind of how it started. And luckily, a couple years after I bought James out, I convinced Pam to come back into the industry, which was, she'll go more into that, I'm sure. was a challenge. She spent a lot of years in the corporate world in different aspects, and I know it was a challenge for her. She took baby steps coming back in. And then when she decided to jump all the way in is when this brand, this culture that we've created really started to take off. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a fun story.
It is.
Just because it's the brother and sister thing, which is it's had its ups and downs. I love where we're at. It's a wild story. It's a really wild story, and it is a true success story.
Yeah,
and I'm very proud.
It really is. And so, Pam, when you joined, now when was that? When did you come?
I joined in 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had been out of the industry for 15 years. I was in it for almost 15, then got out of it for 15. Yeah.
Well, here you are.
Yeah, here I am.
You guys really did. I mean, you guys have just done an incredible job, a phenomenal job of developing a brand. And speaking of, tell us the story of the dog.
Well, I'm going to take this one because I don't think Scott will do it justice for reasons that will become clear. So it was like when we first started trying to, I mean, rebranding was going to be a big deal. Because at that time, you know, he was trying to run the businesses parallel, but he knew that, you know, he really still wanted to focus on memory. He wanted somebody that could come in and take the packaging side, that had the industry experience and could, you know, I still knew some of the players. That really wasn't, I mean, that wasn't necessarily a big deal, but I still understood the inner workings of the industry. But he wanted it to be something that was together but separate. And I don't know how, you know, he still wanted it under the Chipsalz name because Chipsalz had a reputation, and that's so important in this industry. So we didn't want to lose that by creating something completely different. So rebranding was going to be really important for us. So we would sit at coffee shops for weeks. We would just decide to meet at coffee shops where we weren't in the office, and we would just brainstorm, and we would sit for hours and go through messaging and themes. And he was wanting to be very protective of his customer base, supplier and customer base. He didn't want the packaging side to ever appear to be trying to grow the memory side. Like, we're not trying to get into your back door so he can try to find memory opportunities. He wanted it to be its own business where his customers could trust him to be selling packaging inside accounts that they, you know, maybe we weren't even doing memory business in before, but he, you know, so it was a very particular situation. And by the way, he's done it. I mean, that is something that it was from the very beginning decided that that was going to be the way it was. And there has been zero compromise on that issue. So we're sitting in these coffee shops and we're talking about themes, and we're looking at marketing that we can do, and we're looking at some different images that we can use to try to get some messaging across. It was just supposed to be a campaign. It wasn't even supposed to be something that was permanent. So we're scrolling, and we stumble on the dog. And I mean, both of us just stopped. We're both dog lovers. We both had at least a dozen rescues.
Oh my gosh.
The dog was just adorable. And it was just kind of one of those, oh my gosh, look at this dog. Look how cute this is. And immediately in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm seeing in my mind, it wasn't just the dog. It was like, there was a personality about it. And I turned to Scott and I said, Scott, that's you.
Oh.
Smirks and kind of, you know, I don't think he thought it was a compliment. So we're playing with the picture, and we find this, you know, that cute edgy green that metal collar with the spikes coming out of it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. I said, Scott, that's it. That's what we need to use. It was so experimental. I mean, we used it. It didn't have anything to do specifically with a message, but anybody that knows Scott, strangely knows that he has always had this very high standard that he works to. He has a very tough exterior. It's kind of funny, I'm talking about him in the third person, like he's not even here. But anyway, he has a very tough exterior. But what's really particular about Scott is that even though he has this very high standard, I mean, he very much believes like, this is not just my company, it's my name. And so, but whatever that standard is, he is leading by example. He's on the line, he's in the truck, he's building the pallets. Like, he was never sitting in his office, you know, barking out orders. I mean, he was just one of us. He was wherever it is that things were happening, he was there. But he's also a goofball. So while he'd be there, anybody that knew him would know Scott's going to say, I mean, he's going to say something wildly, perhaps even, you know, just jokes, whatever it is, but he's going to find a way to make things funny. But he was just a goofball. And so, because anybody knows a Frenchie knows they're goofballs, but they just kind of have that bulldog tough exterior. And I was like, that's going to be it. That's what's going to be the draw. So funny enough, the first time we used the dog was at the 2019 roadshow in Rome.
I was gonna say that, and I was like thinking, is that yes.
We had no idea. We knew we liked it. We knew we were attracted to it, but we had no idea how it was going to come off.
Yes.
So I remember at the roadshow, we were an exhibitor.
Yeah.
And Rome was already a little bit of a risk for us, but it turned out to be such a fantastic show.
Oh, great.
But we had the evening reception, and I remember so clearly we brought all those those 6-foot banners, and we had them sitting up on frames, and it was a great reception that evening. And I think we must have had like 7 or 8 of those that we carried from the States all the way to Rome. So we're cleaning up at the end of the night, and I wish I could show you. I've got banners all over the place here, but the dog's about 3 feet of the 6-foot banner, and then the products were below it. So we're cleaning up at the end, and all of a sudden I walk over and there's a frame with no banner. And I turn around to Scott, I'm like, Scott, somebody took the banner. And I totally expected him to be upset. And he kind of gets really quiet for a second, and then he goes, yep, I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Oh.
And it was, but it was weird how, and so we started bringing the dog, and then people would come to our booth. They'd use it as a photo, like they take photos with it. And we could say to people, they say, where are you at? And we say, oh, don't worry, just look for the dog, look for the dog. So it kind of has taken on I don't know. When people ask all the time, who owns the dog? And I said, well, the dog's right there. He's the dog, and so we get to tell a little bit of the story, and everybody seems to relate to it. So long story. I know it really is true, though. That's exactly how it happened, though. It's literally just something we stumbled on, and it's kind of a mascot. And I have to tell you, we've tried different. I mean, we've had other successful campaigns we've used, but I mean, all the time, people, I mean, just the other day I had a customer that said, send more of those dog stickers, because we put them on all of our boxes. People like it.
It's so cute. I love it. It really does just embody you guys, the personality.
It really is about the personality.
Yeah. It's so perfect. I did not know your banner was taken.
Yeah. Oh, it was such a weird, I mean, like I said, you walk up, everybody's going, and it's just this empty frame. I'm like, somebody wanted a souvenir.
Pam was getting, she's the one who told me, and it was really funny because I paused. It was my wife and Pam were there, and I found it absolutely flattering.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great perspective.
I'm like, that's I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
If you like something, you think it's cool, I'm like, you know what, it's hanging in somewhere. It may have nothing to do with our industry.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. It was funny because it was the first roadshow that we launched it at. And it's funny what how many doors the dog has opened.
Yeah.
It's a marketing play.
Yeah. It is.
But it's also, I mean, most of our swag is based around it now. And it's pretty funny how it all went down. But it did start in Rome at the roadshow.
Yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool.
So
tell me, you guys, about what you would consider like your first big success moment in chip sales, like when you guys went in this version of the company.
So in 2018, when I came to join, As Scott said, I was really reluctant. It wasn't an issue of, could I do it? I think my concern really was working brother, sister, and really wanting, you don't want to disturb that. You need to know like that you guys can, have a symbiotic type relationship, but at the same time, it was his company. I mean, I knew, he poured his everything into this company. And I just felt as his big sister, I wanted to be a part of helping that. But nevertheless, took a couple weeks, a lot of talking, a lot of what if this, what if that, and I joined, of course. My first order of business, though, was to plan and organize the very first ever anything marketing that Chipsalz was doing in going to the 2018 roadshow in Vegas was going to be the first. So, and by the way, we're sponsoring the evening reception. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I just, the funny part about this is that, I grew up in the industry going to Comdex. And that's really going back for some people. But Comdex was this massive behemoth. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is somebody going to have to speak? And Scott was saying something about a presentation. Neither of us knew. He's just throwing things at me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I remember we were going through like some different ideas, and we're kind of like a wind up toy, the two of us together. You just kind of keep winding, and we're just getting, it's getting tenser and tenser and tenser, and then you let it go, and then everything kind of, it goes out. Well, that's kind of Scott and I, when you get us, going a little bit too much. So I remember being on the phone. I know Rick Wassmer and you, for sure, I remember both of you being on the phone, and we were going through the details of what we were going to do. And all of a sudden it was just like, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And I remember, I don't remember if it was you or if it was Rick, but one of you was kind of like, okay, those are great ideas, but you almost kind of needed to take the air out for us a little bit, because marketing wasn't something that, coming from the memory industry, people just didn't have marketing budgets. People didn't do, you guys have to know that, because now you are in the process, you guys educate people on the benefits of being able to do these kinds of things.
Right.
But, being so really, again, with the rebranding and really wanting to get this powerful message out. And so we end the call, and the decision was, we knew we didn't want to show up with just some banners and some cheap tchotchkes and put out a table and let people drink free booze and go home. We knew, there had to be something. There had to be some way that we could get people talking, get introduced. We just wanted to have that, the vibe at the reception. So what we did is we ended up coming to the show. We had a team a couple of people that we had brought with us. In fact, it was my sister-in-law. It was family. It was a very big family event that we brought. They were helping with plan the reception. Scott and I that first day did all the face-to-face meetings, which were amazing. We were from beginning to end. We never had a space. And the reception that we were getting just in those meetings was just excellent. Getting a chance to be in front of people and be able to explain to them who we were becoming, what our value add was. It was excellent. By the time that day, before we even got to the reception, we were already holding orders. It was just such a good feeling, like we were just getting this momentum. So the evening comes, and we've got everything all set up, but Scott didn't want to be a part of any of the planning. So he wanted to, stand back, walk in with everybody else. And so but we had the memory loss drink, the Chipsalz drink. I remember it was green. We called it the memory loss. And we had we had raffles planned, and we had so much swag. We brought that was kind of the entree of the Chipsalz swag that's become so famous everywhere. And so everybody starts walking, and it was so well attended. And Scott walks in, and he's got Mike at Keystone on one side of him, and it's just this. Somebody else was on the other side of him.
It was Naveen at SetTech.
It was just this support, and Scott just I mean, the look on his face, I mean, we could have just gone home right then. It was like everything he worked for, everything that he had planned, even though he wasn't involved in the details. I mean, you guys had we had chip sales. You guys had it projected up on the walls, and it was amazing. And here then we have his existing memory customers are just walking him around, introducing. I'm getting introduced to people. We're on the mic. There's just this, people are talking to each other. It was excellent. I don't know. I don't think there was even one specific thing that we did that made it successful, but it was just, there was an entire, the social vibe was good. There was enough, there wasn't any dominating with the microphone, but we had kind of enough things that were going on that people were getting involved in. But I think we must have talked to every single person there. I mean, by the end of that night. So I like that as that's kind of I felt like we got shot out of a cannon that night. And I really see that as just a pivotal point for us, because I don't think it was just validation for Scott and for this vision that he had for this packaging company, but it really was validation for him and I together. I mean, It felt like we were a part of something that was really good, because no one was doing anything quite like what we were doing. And there was, but people were willing to listen and to talk and to see his existing base of customers, invite him in to customers that he had not been, there wasn't a need for him to be in those accounts. And then basically saying, no, you need to talk to Scott and Pam. You need to, this is what they're going to be doing. And I mean, by the night, the questions were, when are you going to add to your product line? When are you going to when are you going to have CPU? When are you going to do some hard drive? I mean, already they were just getting us ready for the fact that we needed to grow this. We needed to go forward. So that was just a really big.
I remember that night so well, and being so grateful to be able to have been a part of it, and to just, the emotion of it. I mean, it was just really, yes.
There was a genuineness about it, and it felt like the camaraderie, which I don't think is, I mean, the industry that Scott and I grew up in, everything was held so close to the vest. No one invited you to talk to their customers. No one invited you to, I mean, everything was so closed off. Everything was cliquish. Everything was, you didn't want, I mean, it just was very, very almost like secret.
Mm-hmm.
To see that really opening up was, it was good. I mean, and there are customers that we gained that evening that, I mean, all of them, any customers we started doing business with from that evening, we are still doing business with today.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
There's been no loss. We haven't lost any customers. We've only gained, and the best compliment is now these customers are referring us to other companies.
It really is. And you guys, that is the absolute biggest testament to the work that you're doing, obviously. I mean,
I got two things I want to add
go ahead,
about
Scott.
that event. The one thing that I'll never forget, when we were all talking about, we were throwing these ideas at you, and you guys were, I think I don't know if it was shock or, hey, Chipsalz, slow it down. We're not used to what you guys are trying to bring. Yeah. We didn't know what we were doing. We had no damn idea. I just told Pam, I said, listen, if we're going in with a bang.
Yeah.
Basically, it wasn't a blank check, but it was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And I remember Rick. Rick is the greatest guy. And he kept saying, Scott, you're going to knock people's socks off. They've never seen anything like this. And I'm like, isn't that the point? You've got one chance to make a first impression. Mm-hmm. And I know we definitely made an impression.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, the second thing I clearly remember about that night is, I think it's about a 2-hour window that you guys plan on that, like 8 to 10, 7 to 9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I clearly remember Rick coming to me and goes, Scott, we haven't had success like this. We're going to go ahead and extend the open bar an extra hour. I cannot believe what you guys have done. Yeah. And I'll always be grateful to Rick for that. It was very thoughtful of you guys to offer it, but the way Rick presented it to me at the same time, it was like, damn, we're all having a good time. You guys have really changed things and left a mark. It wasn't just a little gala or free drinks and a couple giveaways. I mean, we obviously tried to create an atmosphere, and you guys allowed us to do that.
Yeah, and you shared
that was no question our coming out party.
Oh,
no
guys. I love that so
No,
much. I love it so much. And I don't think any one of us was like slow. I think we just, the enthusiasm from the both of you to do this was exciting for us. You know what I mean? Like oftentimes we have to encourage people to get their brand out there or make connections or want to do something fun or come up with, you know, a dog or something. You know what I mean? Like we're regularly trying to encourage people to do exactly what you guys did.
There was no limitations. That I think that's
so,
why me and Pam were like, let's do some more. They're not saying no, let's push it farther.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we just didn't.
Renee, when I walked into that ballroom, and Pam kind of alluded to it, I was with a couple of your big members, SetTech and Keystone.
Yes.
We walked in together because I wanted to walk into the event. My sister-in-law, my wife, my two of my daughters flew in. We brought quite the entourage to set up. I walked in and I was breathless and I broke down and I started crying. That's honest to God truth.
I remember.
And it again, that was the launch party for what we have. And we'll always be grateful. I've got right in the background, I've still got the drink menu, the memory loss. I don't know if you remember, we got shirts for all the servers and everything. We really went a little overboard.
Well,
you allowed us. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you certainly can.
Yeah.
I mean, it was your space. It was your coming out party.
Right.
Oh, so fun, you guys. That's so fun. It was such a great evening and just, it was amazing. And you really set the stage and set the bar and paved the way. And I will tell you, since then, many of the receptions we've kind of said, hey, there's all these other things. And we, again, have encouraged and have tried to encourage more people to do something very similar because it was such a successful night.
Yeah, I don't see the point of just sticking a couple banners up and saying hello. I mean, if you're gonna, you got one chance.
Yep.
Go in with a bang. And that's what we did. And you allowed it. And again, we'll always be thankful. So. Oh,
that's so great. I love it. I love it so much. So tell us a little bit about from then till now, because you guys really have grown.
It's funny because when we did in the 2018 show in Vegas, 100%, well, 99%, I was still a memory player. And Pam was running with a couple products that we had decided to bring in. It's funny actually how we actually got into the packaging was a company friend of ours had said, hey, I need to get some of these dim trays. I don't want to deal with where they come from and where you get them. Would you mind handling it for me? I don't want to deal with the logistics, the international, the prepay, the this. And I'm like, absolutely. I'll not a problem. I'll grab you a container. And it kind of started from doing a favor for somebody. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, wait a second, I'm in the memory market. Why can't I do a little something? And, maybe it's just a little side piece. At the time I was doing so much memory that I think it was 2017 is when they put the tariffs on outgoing memory that a lot of us were moving to Hong Kong and China. Well, it was considered scrap or classified as scrap if it wasn't in a memory tray. That changed the entire industry for all the big players. All the big players. Everybody had to go to trays. They had to get away from bags and bubble wrap. If it wasn't in a tray, it was classified as scrap. Hence, you had an export fee. So all of a sudden, I'm like, geez, this tray business makes a lot of sense. From there, it's funny. We may have had 5 products in 18. We kept adding between the plastics. We added a CPU line between customer visits. They're like, do you do hard drive? It just kept going. Hard drive, then the laptop to Chromebook to cell phone to, I mean, heck, we just finished a design for the little tiny computers, the micro form factors.
Oh wow.
Again, when we were there, we were flipping a couple of plastics, but I was so hyper focused on memory, and the memory supported Pam's side. Ironically and oddly enough, 6 weeks ago, I actually retired from memory, which a lot of people don't know. They'll probably hear it from this.
I didn't know that even.
I'm out of the memory game. Yeah, I stepped out of it. I've done it since 91. So what's that, 34 years now is all I know is memory.
Wow.
It lost it wasn't fun anymore. I'm having so much more fun on this other side. It's Pam's baby. I created the baby and she's raised it. And that's what we've always said. I enjoy being the support system to it. And it's funny, even my my title for the roadshow, I think is head forklift operator. I'm basically a warehouse guy, and I got no problem with that. I love it.
Wow.
I still love memory. I still talk to all the same people. I'm not dealing it anymore. I sent out an email and referred all my customers out to another company. And yeah, I am officially out of it. I'm
knew
so
that was
in
the
love with
path,
what we
but
do.
that's
I'm
so
so
cool.
in love with what we do. I found joy again, which I had lost for a long time. And it's not necessarily, it's not the sales, it's not the numbers, it's, we'll get more into it in a bit, but a lot of the traveling, which I actually hate traveling, but going to customer visits and customer sites and all these different things, because I was so tied down to my inventory. In memory, you're tied to your inventory. You could have X million in stock in inventory and make 2 points on it. And the sleepless nights, all of it, just I was done. I put my 30 plus years in.
Yeah.
The risk wasn't worth it. The wife and I want to start doing some things together. We empty nested pretty early and we want to start doing some stuff, and I don't want to be tied to my inventory.
Right.
And the packaging side has proven a good model for us.
Yeah.
So
well, I thought what you were going to say was like, it's flip flopped. I didn't know you were going all the way into one
I'm not all the way, I wouldn't say I'm all the way into the packaging, but I am all the way out of memory. And there was another reason for that, which is there's still that little black book feeling in the memory industry, in any commodity. It doesn't matter if that's memory, but there is that little black book feeling. I live by integrity. I live by ethics. And I think to get packaging into the next level, I just needed to walk away from one and dedicate to the other and let my memory partners know. And they do know. I wouldn't have lasted as long as I have. I don't go into other people's backyards. Don't do it. I don't do it. Didn't do it in memory. I'm not doing it in packaging. Ethics is number one for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm out of that. And
Scott.
Now I'm just a full-time warehouse guy supporting Pam and everything she's doing, and I love it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, you basically kind of answered this question about evolving to adapt to current market conditions, but Pam or Scott, do you have anything more to add to that? Which is like, you have done this story of your business really is an evolution of that adaptation, right?
I think it's something that is always happening. I don't think we're, I think in our brain that, our humanness, we want to, make these changes and then kind of sit with them for a while. Whereas in the secondary market, there's just this wheel that is constantly turning. We don't have, forecasting is, if it even exists in the secondary market, it is, I don't know. It's definitely it's a stepchild of something. I don't know, because people try, they come up with numbers, they try to plan, and it's just a very difficult, it's a very difficult situation. And packaging is, it's space hungry. It needs a lot of space. And so we are not only constantly evolving what we have, how frequently we're bringing it in, where it is physically inside one of our, we have 3 different warehouses that we ship from. It is not unusual for our entire warehouse to get turned over on a regular basis, where things are being, shuffled to other places. Scott is we have just the most amazing operations team. We really do. I mean, and I think a lot of that just is the way that Scott has, brings us together. But there's just a very intentional everybody's very, very intentional in that we all understand the risks and the challenges that we're dealing with. So there are times when we come in and we know because of, I mean, we can get involved in a decommission and that can completely change the way that business is taking place in terms of physically how we're moving product around. So we have to keep a pretty agile, very nimble process, something that can be changed very quickly as needed. But because packaging and just being realistic, I'd love to be able to say that we just get lots of information up front. We hear about it and we can plan with our customers, but packaging is like, not to oversimplify it, but it's like Christmas wrap. You don't ever think about whether you have it until you're ready to wrap your presents.
Sure, exactly.
And it becomes a very, so we're always dealing with, I need it tomorrow. You need it tomorrow. I'm in California. You're in North Carolina tomorrow. Let's see how, these are the kind of things that we are dealing with constantly. And that's not a complaint. I mean, candidly, this is where we shine. We are problem solvers. We are trying to find ways to be able to get things from point A to point B that the customer didn't know they needed yesterday. And when you're in, so we've got customers that are, everything from remote corporate guy sitting in a, in an office in, remote somewhere, and his office is somewhere else. He's got to get a computer, to dealing with decommissions that are going to go on for 24 months.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot, and obviously, our bread and butter is somewhere in between, but there's a lot of moving pieces that are going on all the time in order to be able to respond quickly. And that's one of the areas that I feel like we have adapted better, I would say, better than most. One of the compliments that we get often is our responsiveness. When we get an email, a quote, whether it comes through the website, whether or not it comes through my phone, our customers get an answer inside an hour.
That's
I mean, they're not waiting around, because we know that by the time it's coming to us, they don't have days to be able to wait for a quote to come over so it can go through their approval process. Things have got to move, and there's no reason they shouldn't. It really is not it's not a complex product, but it is a complex process, and we need to keep that behind the scenes for our customers so that they can continue doing what they do best, which is, depending on what niche of the market that they're in, they need to keep product moving. So it's very, very important that our process, the people that are running the process, that it's smooth. It doesn't always, like I said, behind the scenes, there's sometimes we feel like the Keystone Cops running, but we all have our job to do. We spend a lot of time on things like shipping costs, how to economically ship things. We are not just taking orders and then just shipping out boxes. We are looking at every single order individually, but it's happening quick. So by the time the order comes in, we are assessing, is it going to go on a pallet? Is it going to ship out as an individual box? What's going to be the best way? Can we make a recommendation to the customer? But these things are happening in a matter of minutes. But all of these things are saving our customers money. And that's really what the bottom line is. It's not just, the shipping costs, the cost of shipping from point A to point B reflects on us as well. So we have to be aware of everything that's going on in terms of the entire product, up to and including how much space that particular customer might have at their facility. They don't have room for 20 pallets. So then you're looking at, creating sort of these mock just in time. So you've got product coming in, in like so we've got a customer right now, we ship them, a certain amount of pallets every single week, and it's just a smooth flow, and that's going to go on for 2 years.
My gosh.
And they are, and their process is depending on our process working, and there being no hiccups. They have to have that smooth process going on. So these, I think, are some of the very practical ways that we're trying to stay ahead, and that we're trying to just, again, not just be an order fulfiller, but be a partner with our customers. And we've seen that it's, as long as you're not dragging it out and you can come up with quick solutions, that's really what they want. They need somebody that cares about what's going on their side and not expecting them to fit into a mold that we've created.
That's what I was just going to say, is that you guys do such an excellent job of understanding your clients individually, and basically, I mean, this is like a custom piece of their process that you're creating for them.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when you were talking there, I was thinking of, you know, there's that analogy of like the duck just like sitting on top of the water looking like all calm, and but then like the little feet are like going crazy in the water underneath, right? That's what you guys are doing for your clients.
What we're doing.
Yeah, that's
right.
great.
And not telling them. I mean,
and not telling them, right? It looks like, you know, smooth. Hey, we're chill. We got it.
Exactly.
That's great. So a little bit, I mean, you kind of touched on this a little bit, Pam, but talk to me about competition, or how much you think about competition, or
I'm gonna jump on that one.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go for it.
It's my favorite question, whether if I'm sitting in a restaurant just talking to the neighbor or whatever, is how do you gain share, whatever you want to call it, your competition.
Right. How do you deal
to me? And the one thing that I truly, truly believe in is there is so much business out there to be taken. I don't even call it competition. I call it simply customer service.
Okay.
The way I look at competition is I like to use the burger place, In-N-Out. You guys don't have them there in Minnesota.
No, we
I think
don't,
everybody in the States knows about In-N-Out. Have you ever seen an In-N-Out commercial? You haven't. They don't need them. But you'll see a McDonald's, you'll see a Wendy's, you see a Jack in the Box. All these other hamburger guys, they all like to knock each other down. And they spend these billions and billions and billions of dollars to get you in their front door. What does In-N-Out do? They don't have to. It's consistency. It's customer service. Doesn't matter where in the country you go. If you go to an In-N-Out, you are going to get the same thing at the same price. It's that type of business model is how we run Chipsalz. To me, it's not competition. It doesn't. I don't want to say it doesn't exist. It's just not even part of our culture.
Sure, non-issue.
Sure, there's other people that sell plastics. There's other people that sell this, and we can throw a bunch of money at inventory at this, that, the other. None of that really matters. It comes down to the service. It comes down to the consistency. It comes down to the teamwork. It comes down to simply us making their lives easier.
Yeah.
We ship everything same day. If we can't ship it same day, it's not even on the website. I won't put it back on the website until it's back in stock. There's not going to be any confusion with us. So competition. It's just a funny word to me.
Yeah.
When I was in Memory, 100%. If I walk into, if I go into the roadshow in Austin, there's going to be, let's say, 12 ITAD guys, 12 Memory guys, 12 software guys that are all competing for that same piece of business. I don't see it that way. I see it as, let my service sell you. Let our product offerings sell you. I don't care what the other guy's doing. I don't care what their price is. None of that means anything to me. If we're doing our jobs right and following the precedents that we have set, then in my mind, there isn't competition. We don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing. We have our swag thing.
Yeah.
It comes at, let me tell you about the swag real quick, just since I do it because I like quality stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I'm crazy, but for example, we have a lot of Carhartt stuff. We have very big name things that we like to give away, Yeti, this and the other. Why do I do that? Because I compare that to the product that we sell. I want to buy things once at my house. We're in a disposable economy as it is. You buy a vacuum cleaner, it lasts 3 years. You buy a washing machine, you might get 5.
Yeah.
I like to buy quality stuff. The stuff that I like to give away with orders or take into events or whatever reflects this exact same product and process that we use internally. So again, the competitive, I just don't see it that way. It's not having a big head. I just don't see it that way. We've built our model that it just doesn't come into play. Yeah. It just doesn't.
You guys, your service speaks for itself, and
I truly believe it does. Our customer service is, from what we hear and what we're told, and if I look at the numbers, at the consistency and the longevity of the customer base that we have, we're doing something right. Why
Yeah.
change it? Why do I want to go talk bad about
Right.
XYZ? Means
Right.
nothing. There's plenty of business for everybody.
Yes.
Just stay in your lane. There's plenty for everybody out there, and everybody can be happy at the end of the day. I'm not going to trash talk anybody. I'm not going to go into somebody's backyard. If we're not already in there and they have a current packaging supplier, what Pam knows and what I preach is we're there for a foul ball. I'm not going to go in and say, oh, well, I could drop your price by 15 cents or you know, I can save you this, I can save you. That's not how we do it. We don't need to. We don't need to. There's plenty of business out there for everybody.
I love that. I love it. And again, I'll bring up my blankie and the quality products.
Yeah, we released those 3 years ago, I think it was.
Yes,
it seems to be holding up pretty well.
I love this blanket.
You know, it's funny though.
I think we're at 4 colors now.
To add to what Scott was saying in the beginning, our biggest competition was not another company. It was companies that didn't understand what was available to them, and they were just picking up whatever they had available. I mean, they were putting, you know, stacking up memory and sticking it into ESD bags and then bubble wrap, and just that was such a big part of us getting out in front of customers and helping them to understand that don't look at this tray as this is as an extra expense. Look at it as I am putting my memory or whatever into a tray, and now I've just increased its value. I have a whole other set of customers that now will look at me that will buy. Because Scott, I mean, he was a perfect example of that. He wouldn't buy memory if it wasn't in trays. I mean, he bought grade A memory. He understood what grade A meant, and the very basic essence of grade A was you were going to put it into a proper tray. So education was such a huge part of getting people kind of around that corner and helping them to understand how it helped their process. It helped keep inventory consistent. I mean, there were so many things, and we called it product and presentation. That's what protection and presentation. And then Scott later coined nickels holding up $1, which was a term that he just, you know, that you are worried about the nickels, but you don't realize what it is that, you know, you've got in that tray is valuable, and you need to treat it
as such.
It was a tough transition going to that, because I was in a competitor market when I did memory. There was, you know, Renee, you're looking for 50 sticks of 32 gig. You can call any number of 100 people. Which one are you going to go with? Are you going to go with the lowest price or the person you know the best? I don't know what your buying style is. Taking that stigma of being the lowest price and doing this, and I welcome anybody in the industry. You can go out and buy all the plastics and stuff you want. You can go out there and lowball it all, and cool. That's not what we're about. We're about the service, the customer service, the stock. It was destigmatizing that it's not a commodity. It's actually a service.
Yeah.
And so I feel very strongly about it. And
it's their most valuable asset.
When we launched our cell phone packaging was the best. We had a customer local that was moving these $1,000 iPhones, and they were moving 1,000 a week. So you're talking what is that, 100 grand worth of product. They would nickel and dime Pam to death over an $8 box. And I finally walked into the customer. They were about 2 miles down the road from me. I took a delivery over there, and I said, listen, you're putting $50,000 of product into a box yay big. Are you really going to nickel and dime me to death? Because if you are, I'm going to put it back in my truck. Just don't call me again. If you want to use this lesser other brands, that you don't have proper protection, I'm not your guy. I can't be everybody's guy, and I'm not going to try to be. We made that mistake at the beginning, trying to be that all-in-one solution. We're not. We are a service solution from listening to our customers of what they need, what they want. I'm not trying, Pam, or we don't stick anything down your throat. We prefer to send out samples at our cost. Don't buy anything. Let us send you a sample. Because we don't ever get a return, ever get returns, because we make sure this isn't a sales outfit. Chipsalz is not a sales outfit. We are service that has product behind it.
Yeah. And it's really white glove, right? Like it's a white glove service that you're customizing for your clients. It's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's great. just a quick side note that I just thought of this just for anybody who is listening, because you guys know we have clients worldwide. Your clients overseas, are you sending packaging overseas?
Let me take that one for a sec, Pam.
Okay.
Oh, were you
Sorry,
gonna take?
I threw you guys off. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll tell you. I can tell you what our future plans are.
Okay.
Right now, we have distribution for some of our products that we use in Pennsylvania, New Jersey area.
Okay.
That was done to back up the Texas facility, but also done for when we are ready to actually launch into Europe.
Okay.
We're right now securing some relationships to have product available to go into Europe. We want to actually have it over there, not just ship from here from a closer port. We were right on the precipice of joining you guys in Croatia to announce it. We don't have the fine details worked out.
Sure.
Our intention 100% is to enter the Europe market in the next 6 to 8 months.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Those are the best questions. What do you don't know?
We ship limited. I mean, there are products that we can ship over there. Plastics can ship economically. We've got agreements in place that we can, but it's limited.
Yeah.
Just because of size. So it's kind of on a case-by-case basis, but as Scott said, we really do need to get product there where we can distribute it more from a local inside Europe versus things continuing to go east over the Atlantic.
The tariff and the VAT are very difficult to figure out right now with the administration and such. It's not the right time to enter that market. Plastics, no problem. Parcel, we can do anything we want and do. I think we're up to 11 countries in Europe we're selling to now. Asia, we do a little bit. But when we go over there with the bulkier stuff with our corrugated line, there has to be stock there. It's not right now, not cost efficient especially with the unknowns of the tariffs and the VAT tax and such.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have expansion in the plans. And I asked the question because I know for sure that our members from all over the world are going to be listening, and people are going to want to, understand how they can get the packaging. So I just wanted to make sure we said that. So anyway, what do you guys think is changing in our industry regarding how companies network and do business with each other? So Scott, you talked way back in the 80s, we were using fax machines. And I know this is a little bit different question, hardware versus your packaging, but still there is that element of how you're connecting with businesses and how people are, networking. It's different.
Yeah, I wasn't even going back to the early 2000s, of how things have even evolved from there. The secondary market is just it's so nuanced from anything else, any other kind of market. When you're dealing with, when you're reselling hardware, and we are a part of that reselling business, so it's all trickling down to us. There is a tremendous amount of trust and relationship and reputation. I mean, those things exist in every industry to some degree or more. But even though there's been so much evolution inside the industry, the secondary market didn't even really exist. It was, it was kind of the formative years in the early 2000s. And there were, people that were trying to get it off its feet, people working out of their garage and, just trying to figure, looking at value, whether it was metals and, and trying to, knowing there is a market here, there's still money to be made. These are still useful products. And then, obviously just the impact on the environment and, but nevertheless, the biggest issue being, you have so many companies that have, and there's just so many thousands of companies, big and small, that are coming into this industry, and knowing who knows even what they're doing. And so I think that there's still, there's such a push for this digital networking, digital marketing, digital campaigns and email campaigns and all of these things that they make things move faster, but I don't know how often we talk about how effective those things are. I mean, even something as simple as email campaigns, I don't know really, I mean, what the hit rate is on stuff like that, but I have to believe that it's, you know, in the secondary market, that it's lower than what we would like it to be. And simply because you're going to get an email from somebody, you're like, this guy's sending me a list for this, or he's offering me packaging. I don't know who this guy is. I mean, does he even know what he's doing? Is, you know, he wants me to, you know, prepay this, and he's going to send me stuff from Europe. And I'm, you know, so much of it still, of this industry is still fairly old school, and that there still needs to be venues where people are still coming together, where you can still be introduced by people that you trust. I've been doing business with this guy. So the struggle is balance at this point. Even though digital marketing, I mean, there's so many great things you can do, things through your CRM. You can be doing, you know, email campaigns, and you can spend a ton of money. I mean, once that wheel starts turning, it's very, very difficult. So for people that are not going to shows, or they're not getting out in front of their customers, I candidly, it puzzles me how they're even able to grow. And, you know, even when I was listening to one of your past podcasts, and kind of listening to, you know, customers that don't pay, suppliers that aren't paying their bills, you know, these kind of things that are, you know, they're still happening today. On top of that, so many companies that are consolidating, companies that are joining other companies, companies that are being bought out. You know, you have industry leaders that are moving around to different places. For us, I still believe it's a who you know. So much of what is going on in the industry is still about who you know, whom, you know, and being able to follow trends by being in front of people and be able to listen to what what they're talking about with their customers. The industry today is at there's such a big advantage by being present in these situations, because you get to be a part of these conversations where back in the early 2000s, the 90s, people wouldn't talk because they were too afraid that you were going to hear something and that they were going to, you know, lose out on opportunities. That doesn't exist anymore. So I think you have to, personally, I mean, I know this is kind of what's changing to kind of advice. I mean, in some ways, I feel like we need to take a few steps back and you know, kind of relook at, you know, how we're even communicating, the methods that we're using to communicate, being prepared when you're going to be in front of customers, knowing what is your message. I mean, are you just showing up trying to hand your list out to everybody? Same thing with us. You know, no one wants to hear about, I can't go to a show and talk about memory trays. Everybody knows about memory trays. We need to always we need to be talking about what we know that our customers are struggling with right now. So Scott brought up the mini form factor, the micro form factor PC. We know that is a massive issue right now. You know, you've got to come and get people talking with things that are actually causing them challenges right now. And, you know, get those conversations going, be present in them, be prepared. The concern that I have is that this industry generation is so digitally evolved. Yes. But they're not interpersonally evolved. Yeah. And it's a struggle. It really is. So you've got, I feel like we're kind of in I don't know, it's a weird puberty. You know, you've got the old school people like Scott and I that have been doing this a long time. We understand the value of communication. And then you've got, you know, and it's not a complaint. It's just that, you know, you're trying to kind of bring these two together, these people that are so digitally focused. And, you know, and again, I just go back to the fact that the secondary market is very nuanced. It does not function like any other market. And it's so important to know your market. And so I think regardless of what's changing, I'm not sure if all the changes are effective. And so it has yet to be seen whether or not, you know, how I don't know. We're experimenting with things ourselves, but the one thing we're never going to get away from, we just will not. We want to be in front of our customers as much as possible. We need to see. We go out, we stand, we look at things happening on the line. They talk to us about the things that are going on. Obviously, that's particular to packaging, but I feel like if customers are not showing up to trade shows, which to me are a cheap way. I mean, comparatively to any other way that you would be able to get in front of customers, that is a very inexpensive way to be a part of what is happening right now and to network and get introduced to people and get that validation from other industry leaders that, that it's just powerful.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't be. It's just being so underestimated at this point by anyone that is deciding to just lean on digital marketing.
Yeah. Or even just the straight up only digital communication, like.
Right. I mean, how many emails do you, if you don't know who they're coming from, the rate at which those are being opened, or if they're not expecting something from you, it's delete, delete, delete. I mean, who has time?
Exactly.
It's just, there's just not enough time to go through all of them. And if you're going to send an email, for goodness sakes, get to the point.
Right.
Oh my gosh, people, it's so unbelievable.
Right. Yeah. And to not, it's email, it's IM, it's like social media, like your first touch is something via social. Anyway, we could talk for hours about this.
We've talked about this so many. How many beeps do you have going between your phone and IM and all these beeps? It's like, I feel like a hamster on a wheel.
Yes.
There's it's a beep. It's a beep. I got to do something. And your brain stops and, it's so wild.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It really
I think we try to, we really do work really hard. We want to have a presence digitally. We want to participate, but at the same, and also though, and I alluded to this a little bit. We've got to be careful because all that gets passed on to our customers. Yeah. All that cost of doing that. So it's got to be, the things that we're doing have got to be making our business better, more effective.
Got to be moving the needle.
All we're doing is racking up marketing dollars and we're not seeing the return on investment, then it's going to end up in the cost of our goods.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
There's no room.
Right.
There's no room in there. So our customers can't tolerate it. So, and we know that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Okay, you guys, what motivates you to keep doing what you're doing every day?
I can speak on that one.
Okay.
I have no artistic or any kind of background with like drawing or art or colors or anything. It's very motivating to design. I found I had no idea. I didn't know I had it in me.
Oh, but you're so creative.
Well, so me and Pam travel a lot. We do customer visits. We go out probably 4 times a year, and we're constantly we'll go out for a week, 10 days at a time, and we'll try and make 20, 30 stops, existing, non-existing customers. And we'll walk into a situation and we'll see like this new product that we're launching, the microform factor, it didn't exist. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, give me a couple dead ones. Let me play around with it. And all of a sudden I'm Mr. CAD guy and designing stuff. And that, for me, it's a trait I didn't know I had. Obviously I work with good software and I've got a good partner that helps me with it, but it's something I didn't know. The other thing that for me that just keeps me going, and especially now that I finally closed a chapter on selling memory, is organization. Just organization. I've always been hyper organized with my warehouses and that and how I set them up. I'm actually now doing side work outside of chip sales with some of the free time I have and setting up warehouses, setting up 3PLs for other people.
That's great.
That I kind of knew I had, like, because we load a lot of trucks, we load a lot of pallets, and it's always Jenga. It's always I like puzzles.
Yeah.
And creating these workflows, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially for our 2 places, for here and then our Texas facility, is a lot of people come into the warehouse and they'll be like, that doesn't look the same as it did last week. And I said, that's not the way a warehouse should be. Our warehouses are mobile. You never know what you're going to have for stock and where you're going to have too much stock and not enough stock. both of my warehouses are both mobile. They're all on wheels. So we
Mm.
can literally move it like a library system between all of our corrugated lines or the plastic lines, or now we're doing we have a recovery line we're getting ready to launch. But you never know what you're gonna need that space for. So most people will say, oh, I just need to get another warehouse, or I need to, put another container in the parking lot. We think way, way ahead, and that is very fun to me, is figuring out those puzzles. So whether it's building a pallet, loading a semi that's, headed out with 900 boxes on it, or 28 pallets, or whatever, it's very fun to me to put those puzzles together. That's what motivates me anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it's very fun. It's very fun.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Pam, did you want to chime in, or are you...
No, I mean, if this is I don't know, maybe it's just personal comment. It's so funny because I was talking with her mom. I love when Scott's excited. I know there's something Scott's got a lot of our dad in him. And when he gets excited about something, I mean, candidly, even sometimes when I think he's a little crazy, because, he's not, right 100% of the time. I can't let him think that. But I love being a part of this. It really is. I don't think we could have done this, 20 years ago. There's no way we could have done it, but it's fun to see something that my brother has created. I don't know. It's just, whether it's a design coming together, whether it's watching the warehouse, I mean, he really, if you were to open up his brain, there'd be a Tetris game going on in there. It's pretty amazing because he designs from floor to ceiling, whereas almost all the places that we go into, I mean, we'll go into these.
They're wall to wall.
Yeah,
we go floor to ceiling.
Yeah, but we go into these buildings that are 150,000 square feet, and they're not using any air. I mean, everything is like not even higher than 6 foot off the ground, whereas Scott would have things going, not on pallet racks, and things would be organized to the point where there would be no space unused. And it's pretty amazing. So it's motivating. I just feeling like you're a part of something that's bigger than you, and yet it's still part of our family. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And so you guys have both talked about values that you infuse throughout the company's culture, your integrity and your service driven. And how do you feel like that supports your customer relationships, and how do you get the rest of your team? And first of all, I should ask you, how many people what's your company size?
You wouldn't believe it. I swear to God, nobody believes it. We have our operations gal, warehouse manager in California, warehouse assistant in California, Pam, and she has a warehouse manager, and that's it. There's 5 of us that run 3 different warehouses. The reason we're able to do that, it's a trip. It's a trip when you walk in here and you see the magnitude of the facilities. But what I learned back from when I got hired by the European company, that whole corporate culture I hated, was you don't need, in our world, we don't need everybody in-house. We don't need the marketing. We don't need the IT. We don't need the bookkeeper. All that I outsource. It's all consultant basis. For our model, it works very well. The core group we have, the core team, I think the 3 years is probably the minimum that the newest one's been with us. We have a big outsource of labor when we need it, whether it's containers coming in, whether we're building up corrugated. We have a very, very large outsourced team. It big time affects the bottom line. These are the things that I picked up, that it doesn't work for a lot of people, but what I picked up in the corporate culture is just pure waste. All of us wear multiple hats. We're all cross-trained in each other's things, but the way we run it very tight, and that's why we're able to stay, lower their prices. Bottom line, our biggest job description is shopping freight.
Wow.
That is one of the biggest jobs we have, is our operations gal, Sally. I swear 6 hours a day, she's shopping freight. So we
Wow.
can save wherever we can to cut because we ship such volume now.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we were just shipping, 5, 6 boxes a day. Now
Uh-huh.
we're shipping the equivalent of 4 to 5 semis a week
Oh my gosh.
in the matter of 7, 8 years now. We ship a lot. I mean, our monthly outgoing bill is close to $60,000. Just monthly outgoing shipping. We move a tremendous amount of product.
Wow.
With all that said, what I have found and what works for us is we have the outside consultants. We meet once a week, once a quarter, whatever it is. There's not a lot of noise in the warehouses. We just don't feel that we need it. We got everybody that's here is very hands-on, which translates to saving the customer down the way money. That's just how we've run it. It's worked very, very well. Our consultants love it because they don't have to be in the office and deal with the dust and
Right, it makes sense.
the forklifts going back and forth and getting run over by a truck, and it works out very well. So yeah, there's 5 or 6 of us. That's it.
That is incredible.
For the amount we move, it's unheard of. I'm very, very proud of the team we have. It's incredible the amount of hats everywhere. And we get it done in an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You guys have really created a solid team and teamwork and just
there's no titles here. We're all a team. We fail as a team, we succeed as a team. That's it. That's it. If we're super slammed on the California side, California's corporate, whatever the main office call it. It's so funny. If we're slammed back there, I'll go back there with a box of Bean Boozled. I don't know if you've ever done the Bean Boozled.
Yes.
We constantly do it. Someone's pulling their hair out. We've got 4 trucks lined up outside. I'll walk out and I go, stop. And we go Bean Boozled on each other. And the trucks wait, everybody waits. And we're sitting there eating Old Bandage and all these crazy jelly bellies. We have a fun culture for sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. And so one of my questions was actually a dream team, and that kind of leads into this. I mean, you guys got a solid, dream team, because look at what you're accomplishing with just 5, 6 people. That's incredible.
It's even like, we all have an event we're going to next week, and we're just the warehouse manager is going to be in each location. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
We are in a position with the team where Pam and I are out a lot. Our operations, I mean, she is our backbone. She is the best ever. I'm sure you've met her, Sally. She can run everything remotely. Our warehouse managers in both locations know exactly what to do. They have all the abilities we have. So in the case of, we have an event next week. In the case of October, when I'm taking everybody to Austin, guess what? We're all closed.
Yeah.
And by the way, bravo on Austin.
Yeah.
Bravo. One of the most underrated cities in the States.
Okay, good. I'm so
one of the most
excited.
fun. I love Austin.
Good. I'm so excited.
But it's nice that the team is so cohesive that we can do that. And then we have the Philadelphia side, where that's a shared space, but same thing. We've got 7 or 8 guys we can rely on over there. And it's simple distribution. And again, I think it's from, getting back to that culture of breaking away that corporate, getting all the cooks out of the kitchen, and let's all team together and figure this out. We're going to fail together. We're going to succeed together. And I think that motto, it had to start with me, but it's because of how much I hated that culture. I can't say how much I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
For what we do, it's, we're just a small mom and pop shop, except brother and sister. But we're very family driven. We're very family oriented. So
that's great. And you've obviously created a feeling of everyone on the team feeling like a part of the team, and have that 100%. Kind of buy-in. That makes all the difference.
You know what? The one thing that everybody loves here is if we're slow, I firmly believe that's on Pam and I. If we're slow, I don't blame market. I don't blame nothing. I say, you know what? Go home. Go to the beach. We live close to the beach. Go to the beach. If we're slow and there's nothing to do, we're not 8 to 5ers. If there is no work, go home. If there's work and we got to work till 7, no one ever says a thing.
Yeah.
But they love that. If we got to work a couple extra hours, or again, if we're slow, go home. That's on me and Pam. We're missing something. That is not on you guys. I don't want to have you guys sit here and beat your head against the wall. Go home. Go be with your families.
That's great.
The one thing about the culture here that, and anybody that knows me, family and health are first. Always.
Yeah.
If you wake up and there's something wrong with, again, family or health, you don't even need to make a call. You don't show up and I know there's something wrong with your family or whatever. Never quite. You have a doctor's appointment. You got kids recital, a soccer game. Go, go, go. Don't care. You got to have family first. If you don't have that backbone, you just don't have anything. You don't. And we have that culture here.
Yeah. And speaking of, I didn't say this earlier, but you're having another wedding? Yes.
My last daughter, so I have 3 daughters. My wife, I have 2, she has 1. So we have his, hers, no theirs.
Okay.
So I've got a 31, a 30, and a 28, all daughters.
Yeah.
And my 28, her boyfriend just asked to take her hand, and we had a surprise party on Sunday at the house. It surprised everybody. It's been tough. But my wife and I, we've empty nested for 7 years now.
Yeah. Okay.
And or it's been 8. It's right when I bought my partner out. Is when my last daughter left is the day I bought my partner out.
Oh my. Okay. I didn't know
Because
that.
until then, everything's family. It's always been family first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once the last one was out through college, through school, all that, that's when we said, okay, now it's our time. We bought my partner out and here we are. But yeah, so the last one's getting married and it's still very shocking. It's about 48 hours old now. And I think I just finally put something on the socials and it's
congratulations.
And Pam also has some very exciting stuff with her son right now going on. I'll let her get into that.
Okay.
My son just graduated from boot camp from the Navy, so there's been a lot.
Wow.
We've both had some serious celebration with family.
Yeah, lots of exciting. We're both, I mean, we're super blessed. So we've got great kids. So yeah, watching, but it's not, and that's part of this, what makes our arrangement so good, because we can be supportive of each other. We don't have to, we've gone through stuff with our parents, and it's just, again, it just makes it so much easier to be able to know that you have that support, that your job is secure and that your work is going to be covered. And we want everybody that works with us to feel that same thing, because you work different when you don't have to feel like be paranoid about whether your boss is going to let you have time off to take care of things that need to be taken care of. So
yes, that is so great. Well, congratulations to you too. I didn't even know he was doing that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not on social media, so I didn't.
Yeah. How long does that take?
9 weeks.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy. It was nuts. Yeah.
Very, very intense.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys must be so proud. I'm so proud for you.
I know.
It's great. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I don't want to take up all of your afternoon, but I do want to make sure that everybody understands how to get in touch with you guys. So where can we find Chipsalz?
Definitely get on our website. That's number one. We really do pour a lot into the website. We want the website to be a resource to our customers. You can request quotes right off the website. You can contact us very easily off of it. But that is absolutely going to be, like I said, it's a resource to bookmark, because when you're looking for packaging and you need to see specs, we really want to make sure you have images, have specs, have everything you need there. And we would love it if people would visit our LinkedIn page. We really try to keep people up to date on what's going on with new products coming out, like our Chipsalz.com, or if you just look for Chipsalz.com on LinkedIn, like our page, you're always going to be kept up to date on new things that we're working on. We also check messaging on there. We really do try to make sure that we're available in all of the different, people have my cell phone. I get text messages at 9 and 10 o'clock at night. Don't always reply to them at that time, but
I was going to say though.
We really do try to, we want to be accessible to our customers, answer questions. We want it to be something to where this really shouldn't take lots of time. It really should be something that that we can give you answers right away. We can give you pricing right away. So we want to be that kind of a company to our customers. So yeah, if all you did was check out our website, bookmark that, and get on LinkedIn, like our page, you will always know what's going on at Chipsalz.
That's great. I love that, you guys. And we'll see you in Austin.
Yes.
We're see Rob and Bob next week, and I can't wait to see you.
Yes, you will see. What do you
awesome.
guys think of? Have you been seeing those emails with them in their cowboy getup?
Love it, love it.
And then, oh yeah, and then the for next week, the big bobbleheads of Bob and Rob. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely mix it up with them next week in Vegas.
Good. And then be sure we connect before Austin, so I know where we should like hang out and what we should see there. I haven't been there, but I haven't been to
7th Street. Oh, it's so fun. Or 6th or 7th, I forget what it is, but oh my god, I love it there. Love. I'll be there a week early.
Oh, you will?
I love
the race? Are you going to the race?
No, I would like to, but no, I just love Austin.
I live an hour and a half east of Austin, so yeah.
That's my second home airport because I'm in Texas so often. So
yeah. Well, you guys send us all the recs, and I can't wait to see you again in person. And thank you so much for your time. It was so
Thanks
fun
for having us
with you guys. Yes. Okay. Take good care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again to Scott Levin and Pam Steed from Chipsalz for joining the podcast. TradeIQ is a production of BrokerBin, the leading global community for IT lifecycle professionals. Subscribe to TradeIQ for new episodes as we share the economic stories of IT hardware resale from industry leaders who work tirelessly to expand asset lifecycles and eliminate e-waste. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on TradeIQ from BrokerBin.com.